Okay, so good afternoon. My name is Sarah Bronin. I am a land use law professor and an architect, and I'm here to introduce this group that's come together over the last few months called Desegregate Connecticut. In just 5 weeks, we've assembled a broad coalition to speak together with one voice and to say, enough is enough. We must tackle discrimination and segregation at one of its most insidious sources, and that is our land use system and specifically zoning. Many of the people and organizations that are represented here today have been working on this issue for years. They have been fighting for choice and opportunity, for stronger cities and a more inclusive Connecticut. Right now, we all believe that working together, we can make tremendous change. Before I turn to the other speakers, I just wanted to say why this matters so much to me. Personally, I grew up in the poorest neighborhood in Houston. It's called Gulfton. When I was about 1 year old, I was held up at gunpoint in my grandparents' submarine sandwich shop while I was in my mother's arms. Of course, I don't remember that, but it was one of several instances that changed my trajectory and my life. Fed up with the crime, my grandparents sold their shop and they moved out to a small town called Crosby outside of Houston. My parents worked 2 jobs, so they could not afford their own house in that same town. What we did instead was my whole family, my parents, my sister, and I, crowded into one room of that house. My sister and I slept in a sleeping bag on the floor for years. We were, as far as I know, the only Mexican family in Crosby. Because I lived in that town and I slept on that floor, I got opportunities that were not going to be available to me in Gulfton. I got nature, I got safety, I got education that led to other opportunities. And that's why I'm here today. Now, I live in Hartford now. We have to improve life for people living in places like Gulfton, cities, and even some of our small towns. We have to make it easier for people to access opportunities. Together, this coalition has identified our top 10 specific, serious, data-driven reforms. They're all available on our website, DesegregateCT.org. We've earned tremendous support, including from those who have previously opposed these efforts. A full list is available on our website, but in addition to those organizations who are speaking today, other organizations include the Partnership for Strong Communities, LISC, Supportive Housing Works, the Regional Plan Association, Fairfield County Center for Housing Opportunity, Southside Institutions Neighborhood Alliance, the American Institute of Architects, the National Organization of Minority Architects, Advanced CT, the Connecticut Main Street Center, the Urban League of Southern Connecticut, the Center for Latino Progress and its Transport Hartford Academy, the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities, Connecticut Voices for Children, Connecticut Women's Education and Legal Fund, Education Reform Now, Preservation Connecticut, and by the way, Great. All right, there you go. Now you can hear me better. Preservation Connecticut, and I see some of the organization leaders. If you'd like to come up and step behind us, please feel free. Universal Healthcare Foundation of Connecticut, Community Foundation of Eastern Connecticut, Urban Hope Refuge Church, and some local groups, Coalition for Westport, the Mansfield P&Z, and Old Saybrook March for Justice. So today you'll just hear from 3 of 30 of these organizations, but they'll all be telling you the same thing. If you're serious about Black and brown lives, if you're serious about income inequality, social inequality, and racial inequality, please join us in helping tear down the legal barriers that make Connecticut one of the most segregated states in the country.